Good morning, grade 8. Okay. We are now in the fourth quarter. This is the last quarter for this school year. Okay. Fourth quarter, module 1, weeks 1 to 4, entitled Cell Division and Genetics. Right? Again, just a reminder, we are now in the finalization. I am now in the finalization of your grade for the second quarter. And of course, recording your third quarter activities. So those who submitted late with their second quarter activities, I might not record them simply because I am now finalizing the grade. Okay, let's move to cell division and genetics. Okay, cell division and genetics. What's with the cell division? Okay, how do these traits are transferred from our parents going to us, offspring? How do these also affect us? And how this cell division happens? Let's take a look at this one. Go and multiply. Living things are organized to perform different life functions in order to stay alive. Although that is inevitable, living things are given the opportunity to produce offspring in the process called reproduction. Okay. Again, the process of producing offspring is called reproduction. Okay. During reproduction, parents pass on hereditary materials to their offspring. This process is vital for the survival of the species. Without this, all life will come to an end. So again, this is really vital. Why? Because this is the continuation of the species. So without this, if a particular species cannot actually multiply, cannot pass the genes to its offspring, or cannot reproduce, tendency is they will become extinct. And eventually, what? Eventually, what? Their species will not survive in the process. Since the cell is the basic unit of life, how cells reproduce lays the foundation for the survival of organisms. Okay, we will be talking about cells, on how these cells also reproduce. Okay, importance of cell division. What's in the cell division? Okay, unicellular organisms undergo cell division also to reproduce and increase their population. However, in multicellular organisms, cell division results to growth and development. Okay, we perform cell division because we grow and we develop. Okay, as they grow, new cells are formed with the same hereditary information as the parent cell. Otherwise, if in case the number of chromosomes will not match to the parent, okay, tendency is it will actually create what? Abnormal cell. Okay. Cell division is therefore a process that cells go through to divide. Depending on the type of cells involved, body cells undergo cell division called mitosis. Other books, they're actually talking about mitosis, but this is mitosis. And sex cells or gametes undergo similar process called meiosis. Okay, what's with mitosis and what's with meiosis? Let's take a look at it later. In both types, however, the nucleus divides and may end in the cytokinesis or cell division of the cytoplasm to produce daughter cells. Cytokinesis is actually the process by which it actually divides. Okay, it resembles another cell. That's cytokinesis. Sometimes when cells become damaged or worn out, these are replaced through the process of cell division too. Okay, if we need replacement for our cells, again, cell division is also doing its process. Organelles involved in cell division. The cell being the basic unit of life consists of parts that work together to keep cells and organisms alive. We actually discussed this one and you were still in grade 7. Some of these parts are called organelles. The little organs are directly involved in the cell division. Okay, what are the organelles involved in the cell division? Number 1 is the nucleus. Okay, nucleus is the control center of the cell and is bound, and it is actually surrounded or bounded by nuclear membrane. Okay, it is actually what? It is the one who covers the entire nucleus, the nuclear membrane. It contains the genetic material, DNA, that is replicated prior to cell division. Okay, we have during this time, the cell prepares itself for possible cell division. So the DNA is being replicated first before cell division. DNA contains the genetic codes needed to produce proteins that control metabolism and other life functions. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is a double-stranded nucleic acid tightly coiled around protein called histone to form a chromosome. Okay, a DNA consists of small units called nucleotides, which in turn consists of a sugar called deoxyribose. That's why it is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, because it is actually composed of sugar, phosphate, and nitrogen base pairs. Again, it is composed of sugar or deoxyribose sugar, phosphate group, and a nitrogen base or nitrogenous bases. Nitrogen bases may be adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Like a twisted ladder, the steps of the double-stranded DNA are nitrogen base pairs bounded by weak hydrogen bonds that are broken down by the enzymes before the DNA makes a copy of itself in the process called DNA replication. A portion of a DNA strand from a human chromosome contains long-coded messages called genes that control a particular structure, such as structure of the hair, or functions as in control of the insulin in humans. Insulin actually controls sugar. The process of mitosis, okay, ensures that the daughter cells will receive the exact copy of DNA as the parent cell. Otherwise, it will create an abnormal cell. Centriole. Okay. The second organelle is the centriole. Okay. The centriole is a small cylindrical structure in the cytoplasm of most eukaryotes or eukaryotic cell, or a cell with a true nucleus. Yo means true, karyon means nucleus. It has true nucleus. It is absent, however, in plants and fungi. The pair of centrioles located near the nucleus separates and migrates toward the opposite poles and assists in cell division by forming asters of prey or spindle fibers that guide the separation of chromosomes. This is actually the one who actually pull or guide the chromosome to separate. Okay. This is the DNA structure. As you can see, it is ladder-like. Okay. Right. We have histone, nucleosome, the entire one, the set of genes, and the nucleotide. Again, we have also the base pairs. Okay, guanine is always paired with cytosine, and adenine is always paired with thymine. Thymine is always paired with adenine, and cytosine is always paired with guanine. That is actually the pairing. I think we are done with this before. Did we discuss about this in your previous years? Grade 8? Okay. Let's continue with the cell cycle by next meeting, since this is a long topic and I need to emphasize each cycle thoroughly. We need more time to discuss this one, right? Do you have any questions so far? Questions so far? Grade 8? Are you still with me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everyone? Okay. Right, let me record your attendance. I have only here Greg Ramirez and Kalina. Okay. Right? I think that would be all for today, class. Thank you for participation, Greg and Kalina. The rest are absent, so it's up to them. Okay. Again, you cannot blame me in case. Okay, I am just extending my patience here. I think that will for today, class. Have a nice day, everyone. Take care. Have your lunch. Bye-bye.